Good morning, friends. Hello, and welcome to Brainlit. A lot of you are new here, so I just want to say welcome. This is my more politically focused side channel. I have no idea. It's just a side hobby for now. I have no idea what I'm gonna do with this channel, even if it's gonna be permanent, but this is my hobby. This is my only hobby. My only hobby is YouTube, so I do this for fun. Anyway, thank you for stopping by anyway. I have a very special video for you today, one that I have been just really excited to make. If you're new to me, my life, my channel, Shoe on Head, if you're a new follower, you probably don't know who this woman is. And even if you've been around for a few years, you probably don't know who this woman is. But we are just gonna call her Karen Summers. Now, Karen Summers, back in the day, was an infamous online feminist. Like, you couldn't go any anti-SJW channel without at least seeing 2 videos responding to Karen Summers. This is actually my first one, believe it or not, so that's funny, but she has been on my ass for years because, you know, she's a feminist, I'm critical of feminism. I dared to respond to BuzzFeed and debunk the 77 cents wage gap myth and the pink tax. So, you know, she's really angry at me, at my existence. She also very recently went on some bizarre tirade about how I show my face in my thumbnails, therefore it's clickbait, and I'm like sexualizing myself, and I'm using my looks. It's like, okay, first of all, yeah, I'm the only one on YouTube who puts my face in my thumbnails. Nobody else does that! It's not like Karen herself has thumbnails that are literally only her face, like a collage of her face. But also, it's not like I'm showing cleavage, or it's literally just my face. So I'm sorry if you think my face is clickbait. I guess that's a compliment, so thank you. Should I put a burqa on for you, ma'am? Am I doing the feminism correctly? We're not here to debunk Karen's vapid feminism today. We are here to debunk Karen's opinions of Bernie Sanders. Karen is a Hillary supporter who hates Bernie Sanders, and I am a Bernie Sanders supporter who hates Hillary Clinton. So, yeah, this should be amusing. I know this is very obvious to say, but you can vote for, and you can like and support or hate or dislike or whatever, any candidate you want. That's America, that's democracy, that's freedom. So we're not here to shit on Karen's freedom, obviously. I have friends who don't like Bernie Sanders. I have friends who hate Bernie Sanders. But here's the difference between my friends and Karen. My friends have actual disagreement, and Karen doesn't. You'll see what I mean.
So I am going to explain to you guys why I will never vote for Bernie Sanders in the Democratic primary. Most of my interactions with Sanders supporters, when they ask me why I don't support their candidate, they're not really interested in hearing why I don't support their candidate.
Wrong. So people are constantly asking Karen why she hates Bernie Sanders, why she doesn't support Bernie Sanders, and she basically just tells them to fuck off. Like, literally, I've looked on Twitter, she just tells them to fuck off. She doesn't give them an answer. Literally, she's just like, fuck off, I hate him. And everyone's just like, por qué? Why? So I actually did my own research, and lo and behold, the reason that she doesn't like Bernie Sanders is because he's a white man with white man privilege. No, I'm not kidding. Karen Summers is the final boss of the wine ants.
They're waiting for is for me to give any reason at all that they...
Yes, we are waiting for you to give any reason at all, and you have yet to do so. But I guess this video is that, so let's keep watching.
Turn around and tell me that I'm stupid or uninformed or I'm a neoliberal or I'm a Republican. So,
stupid, uninformed, neoliberal Republican. 3 out of 4 ain't bad.
Basically, my interactions with 90% of Sanders supporters are really, really negative, disingenuous experiences of people who are looking to bully me or intimidate me or judge me or...
So, already, right off the bat, Bernie Sanders supporters are mean to me online. Okay, welcome to Twitter. Welcome to political Twitter. Every candidate has their share of mad online supporters. And I've said this before, but except Andrew Yang for some reason. The Yang Gang is pure, we must protect them. This is that whole, the left was mean to me, so now I'm right-wing thing. This is like the liberal version of that. Like, can we please not? Can we not? Like, if that's how political opinions worked, if political opinions were based on what group is mean or nice to you, I would make Richard Spencer look like Karl Marx by now, so maybe let's not do that. This is what they're all like, by the way. You know what? Maybe I am a fucking Bernie bro online. Maybe I am the stereotype who's always angry online. But listen, this is what they're all like. They all do this dumbass shit. They tweet stupid, head-ass shit about Bernie, either wrong, like completely wrong misinformation, or just dumb shit like, oh, here's his privilege showing, like dumb shit like that. And then Bernie supporters are like, what? And then these kind of people are like, oh, here come the Bernie bros again. Here come the Bernie bros. Oh, typical Bernie bros. It's like,
you guys go ahead, Bernie bros, knock yourselves out in the comments. You're just going to make my point for me. In advance, thank you.
boomer emoji.
And I have been a Democrat for my entire life. I started out, my first time voting was for a Democrat. First president I voted for was Bill Clinton. I have voted for a Democrat in every election I've ever been able to have the opportunity to vote in. I have never voted for a Republican. The closest I've come to voting for a Republican is voting for people who are running for nonpartisan office who leaned Republican. I have been a Democratic supporter in the polls, the polling booth. I was actually hired by the Democratic Party of Wisconsin to do events and help them raise money, along with partnering with county Democratic Party events. So I worked for the party, and I've also worked for people elected to represent Democratic values. I worked for State Senator Fred Risser. I worked for Representative Tom Springer as his office manager in the minority, and then I worked for State Senator Kevin Shabilsky, who worked on the Appropriations Committee, trying to advance Democratic policy platform ideas on the Finance Committee in the Senate for Wisconsin appropriations.
Impressive resume! You got the job! What? Is she just flexing on us? Look how much of a Democrat I am!
I spent my weekends doing get out the vote calls for special elections, general elections in the states. I've spent my vacation.
This is kind of cute. She's like a little Girl Scout. She's like, I have spent all my time, like, this is actually pretty cute. She was like dressed like a little sailor too. Honestly, I stand.
So, I am a Democrat through and through. Don't try to tell me I'm not a Democrat.
Who is denying you're a Democrat? You're literally voting for Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris is like as Democrat as you can fucking get.
Sanders supporters.
Oh, edgy.
First and foremost, I want a Democrat to be president, and that means having a history with the party and having a commitment to the party's values, because I don't vote for a person. Like, yep.
She's gonna go off about how Bernie's not a real Democrat, because that's always like a gotcha the neolibs and the centrist types throw at Bernie supporters is, Bernie's not a real Democrat, and it's just like, yes.
Vote for Barack Obama, but I would keep following Barack Obama after he left office. He took up the mantle of the party and carried that forward, and he strengthened the party and carried that forward, and he lifted up other Democrats.
What is this cult shit? What is this, a religion? He lifted up other Democrats. I don't give a shit. He didn't lift up all the brown kids he drone striked.
And he carried that forward, and that's what I'm looking for in the leader of my party, is someone who was actually...
The leader of your party? You should be looking for the leader of your country, not your party. A little weird, okay.
To and knows the people in my party and is willing to strengthen it, wants to see a Democratic majority in the House and the Senate and in the White House.
Okay, so Karen basically wants the family. Have you guys seen that Netflix show, that documentary on Netflix, The Family? That's what Karen wants. You must have taken at least 10 trips on Jeffrey Epstein's plane to get Karen's vote.
Not just for him or herself. So on that basis...
Or her. Time for a woman in the White House.
Why eliminate possible candidates from my selection? Well, a damn easy one is looking around to see who isn't a Democrat.
You're not a Democrat! You're not a Democrat! None of you are free of sin!
What is important to me as a voter in the Democratic primary is electing someone who actually is a Democrat.
Okay, so I don't know about you guys, but I would vote for a Republican if that Republican, like, had policies I like, their values and policies lined up with mine. Would you vote for somebody who was the opposite of the party you usually vote for if you thought they'd be a good president? Like, I hope so. This is just like bizarre party loyalty. I cannot relate to this at all.
And Bernie Sanders is not a Democrat.
Yeah, that's what makes him fucking cool. Thanks.
He's never been a Democrat. He is not a loyal party member. He is helping the party. He has not put himself out there to grow the party.
Yeah, sorry Bernie Sanders is not out there helping the party, as instead helping the people.
Bernie Sanders, if you guys didn't know this, in his home state, the way he gets elected as an independent...
Politico, by the way, that was exposed for working with the Clinton campaign, thanks to WikiLeaks, but okay, go off, Karen.
Is that in the first instance, he runs as a Democrat in the Democratic primary, and then he beats whatever Democratic candidate he is going up against. When he wins the Democratic primary, he then renounces the party.
Hello, fellow Democrats. Just kidding. Fuck all, y'all.
I find it particularly galling that he would appropriate our primary structure in order to eliminate any...
I'm sorry. Democratic appropriation. Democrat cultural appropriation. That's going to be the next thing. Welcome to 2019.
Who might be a competitor on his left, and then renounce...
Who's on Bernie Sanders' left? Mike Gravel?
That is not someone who grows the party. And again, you guys might not think that's important, and that's fine. But for me, it is important that we have a Democrat lead the Democratic Party. And on the basis of the fact that he was not a Democrat, he actually undermined the Democratic primary structure. He's attacked the...
I'm sorry, what? Is she really... Is she really gonna make me go? She's gonna make me go there. The DNC literally rigged the primaries in favor of Hillary Clinton against Bernie Sanders, but he's the one who undermined the Democratic primary for technically being an independent? Really?
He's attacked the Democratic Party.
Good.
Many times.
Good.
And he basically doesn't seem to have anything positive ever to say about the Democratic Party.
Me neither. That's actually a really good quality to have in a candidate. That's a good quality to have as a person in general. It shows that they want to clean up their own party. It shows that they want to make their party better. She's talking about growing the party. She's over here like, Bernie Sanders doesn't grow the party. Girl! Critiquing the party, trying to make them better, is growing the party. Mindlessly going along with them is not growing the party.
What it's doing, or the principles of it as an institution, as a structure, right?
The principles of the Democratic, let's just say, the principles of the Democratic Party. Okay. Warmongering.
I don't really think that he should be the leader of it.
You don't think he should be the leader of the Democratic Party? Okay, but what about the country? So he's a bad Democrat? Huh? Also, this isn't even his fault. This is the fault of our shitty two-party system. If a candidate dares run third party, they're going nowhere. Or they're gonna be smeared as a Russian asset. Look at what they did to Jill Stein. And look at what they're doing to Tulsi. They're like, oh, she's gonna run third party, she's gonna run third party. Russian asset, even though she said dozens of times that she's not planning on running third party. They're already guilting her to not run third party. They treat candidates who run third party like shit. They smear them. They hate them. And then, if you, as a citizen, have the audacity to vote third party, you're gonna be blamed. You're gonna be voter shamed to hell. Donald Trump won because of you. How dare you vote third party? It's fucking bullshit. That's why so many people who are technically independent either go Republican or Democrat. That's why we need ranked choice voting. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
And so it's not like the most important reason, but it's a big reason. As a political scientist, it drives me crazy that Bernie Sanders claims he's a socialist, but essentially all his policies are just making capitalism a little nicer.
Yep. Thanks. Thank you for explaining it. So she's not wrong here. Bernie technically is not a socialist. He's not even a democratic socialist. It does bother me that he calls himself a democratic socialist when all his policies are basically social democratic policies. He's said that he models his policies after the Nordic countries, which are social democratic countries, which are technically capitalist countries. Strong social safety nets within a capitalist economy. So she's not wrong. I'm just curious why she thinks this is a bad thing. Is Karen Summers a socialist? Is that why she's angry about this? Let's see.
Oh, I can't even tell you how frustrating I find it when he is out there basically appropriating the term socialism, which
Socialism appropriation
is tainted in America, and he's selling it as essentially just a nicer, it's capitalism with a human face.
That's good. That's a good thing.
That's not socialism. And so even if I supported like public ownership of all things, which I don't, I'm not about the revolution, I'm not about having anarchy. Sorry guys, I would like to see progressive change in America, and I would like us to essentially move to a position where we could be kind of a version like, you know, the American version of the Social Democrats.
Wait. Oh my god. What? The third reason you don't like Bernie Sanders is because he says he's a socialist, but he's really a social democrat. Yet you agree with social democrats. You want the country to run under a social democracy, so you agree with him. Therefore, you don't like him. Am I wrong? Did I miss something? I have to rewind because maybe I missed something.
And a different tax structure for the wealthy. That's not socialism.
No.
And so even if I support like public ownership of all things, which I don't.
So she's not a socialist. Okay. Neither am I. Okay. Neither is Bernie, technically. So, okay.
I'm not about the revolution. I'm not about having anarchy. Sorry, guys. I would like to see progressive change in America, and I would like us to essentially move to a position where we could be kind of a version like, you know, the American version of the Social Democrats.
So she agrees with Bernie, and that's a point against him. I'm about to head out.
Okay, but if he wins the primary, are you gonna vote for him? Being in Wisconsin, I will vote for Sanders. I will talk about how he is the lesser of two evils, how he's a terrible candidate, and how I think he's going to lose the election. Gee, I wonder who said that last time around.
Ha, get it? Because that's what Bernie supporters said about Hillary Clinton. Except I didn't. I said Trump and Hillary were both equally bad, and then I didn't vote, so got him!
I know that no matter how many reasons I give, I will always be told I'm wrong by Sanders' support.
Wait, that was it? She's so hung up on labels. She is so hung up on labels, and that's it. 2 of her 3 reasons she gave are about labels. He's not a real Democrat. He's not a real socialist. Okay? Policies, woman. Policies! Hunter Avalon made a video about why he doesn't like Bernie Sanders, and it was better than this. And I don't mean like I agreed with any of the points, because I don't. I thought the points were stupid. A lot of them were wrong. If you would like me to make a response video to Hunter Avalon on this channel, I would love to. That video at least brought something to the table, even though I disagreed with the points. At least there were points, you know what I mean? This is nothing. Labels, party loyalty, and people are mean to me on Twitter. And this woman has been on my ass for being right-wing, for being, you know, a Sargonite or whatever the fuck for years. And this woman, like, is putting down who is probably the most progressive candidate in the race. Like, I don't want to be a feminist gatekeeper, but aren't you a feminist? Like, I can't think of a candidate in this race who's more pro-woman than Bernie, who has been on, I hate this term, the right side of history for decades, who has an amazing record, who has been consistent, who has been fighting for equality his entire life. And you're voting for Kamala Harris because some of his supporters are mean to you online. He's not a real Democrat and is mean to the Democratic Party. and he's not a real socialist. Like, okay, he sounds really cool. I think I'm gonna vote for him, thanks. Karen, if you watch this video, you know the video I want to see? Please make a video. Please make a video about why you support Kamala Harris. That is the video I want to see. This was just like ASMR, like, you're the manager and Karen is speaking to you the whole time. And then some purple-haired SJW in the corner yells at you. But, yeah, that's what this video was.